Hey there, everybody. Hoping everybody can hear me. Let's check and make sure that's working. Test 1, 2. How is that? Can everybody hear me, first of all? I just want to make sure that that's happening and everybody can hear what I'm saying. If not, I got to figure out how to make it a little bit better. Okay. Can somebody tell me if they can hear me okay with my microphone just set down on the desk? YouTube has a new interface, and I'm not sure how well it functions or how poorly it functions. Okay, you can hear me fine. It's not quiet and everything. You can hear me okay. Now with the microphone set down on the desk, I'll wait for one more yes before I kind of get going and talking a little more deeply. Okay, good. So, hello everybody. What's been going on? I know it's been quite a long time since I've been on, and since I've been on, YouTube's kind of created a lot of changes and made a lot of things new and confused the you-know-what out of me because I didn't know how to use it when I first came in here. So, before we get kind of going on things, I only have like about a half hour because I have a client coming up in just a little bit. A lot of changes. My website, which used to be AuthenticAstrology.com, is now PulseOfTheUniverse.com. But don't worry, because if you enter AuthenticAstrology.com, it will still take you to the same place. As a lot of you know, I also have begun a Vedic Astrology Academy with lots of different courses that I'm just beginning to upload. Right? Because there's a lot of videos that I have to edit in order to get these lessons up. There's a lot of quizzes that I have to create for you in order to kind of test your knowledge along the way. So I've got a few classes up a few lessons up in each of the classes. Some of the classes only have one lesson up though. Trust that I'm working on developing this as quickly as possible, mixed in with my regular consultation schedule and my regular webinar course schedule. But if you want to check that out, it's VedicAstrologyAcademy.com if you want to look into that. Okay. In addition to that, before we get started today, I thought I would mention to everybody, first of all, as many of you likely know, I recently reduced my consultation fees to make them more accessible to a broader base of people. But in addition to that, in honor of Saturn Stationing Direct, dun, 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 need like a keyboard here, bum, 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 Saturn Stationing Direct, dun, dun, which is quite often not as scary as people might make it out to be. Some people have actually said it's been kind of speeding them up. But in honor of that, I'm offering a 10% discount on consultations until 10:30 p.m. today, London time, using the discount code September in all uppercase letters. Here, I'll type that into the window for you, right? So you can see discount code is September. But you should also see it in the window down below in the text section. And the place that you go to take advantage of that 10% discount on all consultations is the link that I'm going to put into the chat window now. Right. And to make that easier on myself, the next time I go to do that, let me close that other thing down. Okay, now somebody had asked a question up above, and I'll go ahead and get started on that. Somebody said, why do a lot of planets seem happy in pieces? Well, because, after they get broken down, they get put back together again. I know you meant Pisces, right? So why do a lot of planets seem happy in Pisces? Well, number one, that may not always be the case because it depends on the individual horoscope. But if you were just working with the general theory that you're discussing, it's because, number one, Venus, which would ordinarily consider is inimical to or considered Jupiter a neutral, and Jupiter considers Venus an enemy. Well, Venus gets exalted in Pisces, right? And for Sun and Moon, there's a better relationship with Jupiter, and that's the same with Mars. But Aside from that, it doesn't necessarily hold that a planet is always going to be happy in Pisces. I think a lot of that depends on perspective. Okay, and the other person said, the same person said, rather, can I ask another question? What's this doomsday theory people say about 26 December this year, 6 planets in Sagittarius? I don't buy into doomsday theory, so I wouldn't know about that. It's probably just something somebody's coming up to try to get you to go in and buy consultations, maybe. I don't know. But, in terms of me getting you to go in and buy consultations, I just offer you discounts. Okay. All right. So, what is the effect of Rahu Moon conjunction in Shatabishuk for Scorpio ascendant? Okay. Well, as some of you know, I use different calculations than a lot of other people. So I would need to know a little bit about your houses, like what house Rahu and the moon are in for you. In addition to that, I need to know I'd need to know a good amount of things about your horoscope. But just kind of putting it together for you, I think my next question to you, Nokia 2.1, is what's the well-being of your Jupiter, or how's Jupiter in your chart? I don't do a lot of work, Somya R, with Pushkara Bhagas because I tend to use things like the Avastas and things like that to give accuracy. And when you do that, you don't need things like Pushkara Bhagas, I have found. So I'm going to kind of not ask that. I'm not going to answer that question, so to speak. So Nokia 2.1, you need to tell me the well-being of Jupiter. And you also need to be willing to accept that this is not a precise prediction that I'm giving you, because a lot of it depends on the rest of your horoscope. So I'm just reading straight from your Rashi chart, right? Well, it can be a little confusing, and you may be prone to kind of hiding emotions within yourself about how you're feeling, about your problem solving capacity, or about your capacity to speculate. If you do anything investment related, your emotions may get in the way of making good, sound decisions in that particular capacity, and can ultimately lead to confusion. You may be potentially occasionally confused about your destiny and what particular mission you're here to fulfill as per Dharma, so to speak. The key to this situation is not clouding your emotions from yourself. Okay? All right. Do Rahu and Ketu ever station? It depends upon which calculation for the nodes you work with. Some people just use a calculation that always has the nodes as moving retrograde. Some people use calculations that have them occasionally moving direct. So if you have them moving direct, then occasionally